Hello and welcome back to 2K14 Universe. Welcome to what is, unfortunately, the final episode of Superstars. Well, one of the longest running things happening here on Superstars before its closure is the ongoing issues between the Bella Twins and Aksana, the honorary Bella Twin, and their longtime rival AJ Lee and her newfound friend Layla. However, with this outnumbered situation, we've been told that Layla and AJ Lee have scouted and scouted to find something to balance out the numbers, and they say that tonight they have a resolution. They have a way to end this once and for all, on which trio truly could be the best of the best. So, AJ Lee and Layla have teamed up here tonight with a mystery opponent to face off against all three of these women. This is the first time all three have teamed up. As you may have been waiting for a long time, we do finally know, thankfully, that just up next, we will be seeing an Earn Your Spot matchup between E Langston and the one of the three members of 3MB, Drew McIntyre, unfortunately the bottom-ranked superstar on Raw. Big E says he wants to do what no one has done before. He wants to succeed in Earn Your Spot match heading to Raw, and he also said he wants the harder challenge possible right now. And with no disrespect intended to Sin Cara, Drew McIntyre has given some former world champions a real run for their money. Big E wants to prove himself against only the best, so it will be Langston and McIntyre up next in an Earn Your Spot matchup to determine if Big E Langston can become an official Raw superstar. Now, two people have tried becoming a Raw superstar in the past. No, sorry. Everyone who has gone to Raw has succeeded. Sorry, it would have been SmackDown. I got that completely wrong. My bad. No thought was put into that statement. Well, okay, there's a 100% success rate. Never mind then. That's where the Shield went, and that's where, oh god, there was someone else that wanted to know your spot challenge. Oh yeah, Razor Ramon went on to become Scott Hall. I guess because he's Scott Hall, I just kind of forget Razor Ramon wasn't really a thing. Well, anyway, yeah, so that will be happening, and tonight, to try and work out any of their kinks, their issues that they've got, closing out the final ever episode of Superstars, Sin Cara has been challenged by his tag team partner, his mentor, his close friend, Rey Mysterio. One-on-one, they need to work things out, Rey says, and that's the only way he can see how it's going to happen. An interesting choice by Rey Mysterio, but he says, look, Sin Cara, we both are struggling. We are losing back to back to back. We need to find out who the weak one between us is, and we need to work on that foundation to become a better tag team right now more than ever. So Rey Mysterio has challenged his own friend Sin Cara to try and iron out the creases between them. Rey says the last thing he wants is for Sin Cara to do what Eddie did and turn his back on him because of their failures. A very respectable move by Rey, but I'm not sure a match against each other is the way to go. Anyway, I'm trying to find out who the mystery partner for Layla and AJ Lee. What? Well, I mean, I suppose so. Well, it's not every day you see the Raw general manager step foot inside the ring. I think a lot of people maybe even forgot that this woman had ever competed as a competitor. Stephanie McMahon has said she has grown tired of the Bella Twins and Aksana constantly screwing over AJ Lee and Layla, that she just wants to see who'd win in a straight up one-to-one match. And I guess this is the way to ensure that that's going to happen. But are they really going to be willing to fight their boss? That's going to make things a little difficult for the opposing side, I'd imagine. Well, either way, I mean, it's happened. Stephanie McMahon is in the corner of AJ Lee and Layla. And I guess that is definitely one way to oversee this match and make sure that there is no funny business going on. Obviously, with the end of Superstars, you can expect to potentially see, on some weeks, more women's matches on Raw. I will admit that not every week, because there are really not many women on the Raw roster. There is not a lot, I mean in the roster in general, there's really not a lot I can do with them, so one match a week kind of works, to be honest. That's why the Superstars women's matches have always been a little bit repetitive. There's not a lot to do. You can kind of sometimes squeeze 2 in to keep people more relevant, but rotating them in and out kind of works too. So just understand it's not from a sexist point of view. I actually hate how the women are treated in these games, how small the women's rosters are. It's definitely nothing like that. It's just, this was pre-women's revolution, you know, like, there's not a lot I can do. It's a bit like, when I get to 15, I know I'm going to get questioned on this when it happens anyway, but one of the big omissions from 15 is Paige. I know that she, you know, was a big part of, like, the changeover. I may not care for Paige the person very much, but I will admit that, you know, there was a time period where she was one of the best they had, and was like a big leading part of that whole revolution. I actually think her and Emma don't get enough credit for that, because they kind of really were the two that really started that build up. They were like the backbone of NXT before the 4 Horsewomen came in. But she's not in the PC version of 15, so she won't be in that season. So before anyone, I mean, people will start asking anyway, because there'll be new people that haven't seen it before that start in season 5, and there'll be like people that just don't listen, or people that don't watch Superstars. I'm just going to address that first here. I'll probably repeat it in the future, but yeah, she's not in the PC version of 15. I don't really know why, but she's like the only character they left out of that, so she won't be there, just so you know. Never really understood that. Anyway, Stephanie inside the ring now. I'm gonna be the first to just come right forward and admit I actually set this match to quick experience. I wanted to make sure that the 6-man didn't go on for too long. So I'm sorry if this one ends a little weak. I just really didn't want this to be a super long 6-person tag, but I didn't really feel the need to play it, because I don't really have a biased side here. I mean, obviously I'd prefer if AJ, Layla, and Stephanie won. But if the Bellas continue to dominate, well, we may have some new contenders for the Divas Championship. Okay! Stephanie McMahon not only got involved in this situation, she just pinned, I think, Nikki. It's kind of what I was afraid of. That would end a little quickly, but I know that's what quick experience means. Well, obviously in a 6-person tag, you expect there to just be a lot of finishes and stuff. That was quite quick, unfortunately, but hey, there you go. There's your resolution. AJ Lee and Layla teamed up with Stephanie, and in the end, they got their victory over the Bella Twins. I'd like to think once and for all, with Stephanie on their side, I think maybe they might be best to finally back off and let these women continue to grow. As we now move on to our next matchup, Big E Langston looks to become an official member of the Raw roster, but can he beat the former Chosen One, Drew McIntyre?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Tampa, Florida, weighing 302 pounds, Big E Langston.
But despite never winning the NXT Championship, a lot of people look at this man as the heart and soul of NXT. I got to admit, this is a huge loss for the NXT brand, and it's a damn shame we never got to see Big E Langston win the NXT Championship. He really felt like such a crucial point in NXT in a lot of points, but obviously after losing to Andre a second time for the NXT Championship, Big E Langston accepted that maybe it was just time to move on. Perhaps there was a bigger, greener pasture for this guy, and that could be here on Raw. This could be, you know, a huge moment in the revolution, the change of Big E Langston's career. This is the first time this man has performed in front of a crowd as large as Superstars is. You know, obviously he's used that small NXT arena. Will it make a difference? Will he crack under the pressure? Drew McIntyre is a tough opponent. Big E Langston awaiting the arrival of Drew McIntyre. A huge challenge for... Wait a minute, what the hell? That's Andre! What the hell is... No! No! Well, it wasn't supposed to be like this. Big E Langston's humongous opportunity was set to take place. He was gonna get this matchup against Drew McIntyre. An opportunity to become a Raw superstar awaited Big E Langston and Andre the Giant. What is he doing out here? The NXT champion, who has already bested Big E Langston on 2 different occasions to retain the NXT or to capture and retain the NXT championship. What is the meaning of this? Why? Big E Langston. Oh, no, okay. Smart move by Big E. Pulling himself back inside that ring. For what reason? Andre with a trash can? What is he doing here? Well, Andre the Giant is not supposed to be here. He's not supposed to have left NXT at all. He's never had an opportunity to leave NXT because he's been champion the whole time. And Andre the Giant, Big E, oh, Big E fighting back. I mean, come on, Big E, fight this guy off. It's safe to say that Big E Langston's Earn Your Spot challenge, oh my god. Earn Your Spot challenge here has been stolen from him. And Andre... Andre being, oh my god, shoving him down. And what is Andre doing? Oh my god, what is this? What is the meaning of this? Oh, Big E Langston seemingly welcoming the fight here between these two with a baseball bat in hand. But the cheap shot from Andre seems to be playing a humongous factor in this, no pun intended. And for a lot of people watching Superstars, this will be their first time potentially seeing Andre the Giant, who has been just tearing it up down on NXT. He has been a formidable NXT champ. Oh, come on. Andre the Giant, come on now. Oh my good god. Oh, and again. Andre the Giant with that huge elbow just destroyed Big E Langston, mercilessly robbing him of his Earn Your Spot opportunity, and I just can't fathom why. What business did Andre have in cheating Big E Langston out of leaving NXT behind, leaving Andre behind? Big E Langston just got decimated by this freak of nature, this giant who seems very humble and happy right now. This animation doesn't match at all. My god, well, I think it's safe to say the saga between those two is not over because Andre says it's not over. I'm still shocked by the events from moments ago.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing 196 pounds, Sin Cara.
That's a very respectable effort by Big E Langston to try and fend off the NXT champion, but Andre the Giant, I don't know what this means for Big E. We've never had an Earn Your Spot match stolen from us before. Got word that Drew McIntyre was never going to be able to make his entrance as he was taken out backstage by Andre as well. I mean, I guess we'll have to wait and see this week on NXT why exactly that happened. Well, Rey Mysterio Sin Cara, this is a huge exercise in trust and communication being built here.
Weighing 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio.
I just really hope that Rey's not making a mistake by challenging his close friend Sin Cara to this match here tonight. I mean, Rey has a lot of respect for Sin Cara despite their losses. The man has worn the mark of Sin Cara on the back of his mask for, you know, this past season. Since this one began, since these two really started teaming up, he has been very close with Sin Cara, but he feels like they've lost just too much and something needs to change. Could this be something that helps motivate Sin Cara? Can they work out whatever it is that's wrong with them from here? Now, I can understand an argument that I have seen many times in the past when it comes to this kind of situation. How is beating up your friend really going to help establish any kind of better bond between the two of you? And I don't think this is about beating up the friend. I think this is about going out there and putting on a fantastic show. You know, this is the final match to ever take place here on Superstars. They've got a huge spotlight and a huge opportunity right now to make a major impression on everybody watching. And with that, perhaps turn around their fate just as well. Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio, I say they've gone a long way this season, but they just can't seem to iron out their creases and succeed. So this is, in a way, I mean, I don't necessarily get it, but I think this is a smart move to face each other. I mean, obviously, for one of these two, this is finally going to be a victory for them at the very least. Something they have both had escaped them from most of this season. There was a time very early on this season where it felt like these guys were in line to become perhaps World Tag Team Champions, but obviously that never really played out. As I said before, this will be the final match to ever take place here on Superstars. This show will be all finished after this main event here tonight. Going forward, each show will have 6 matches instead of 5, barring NXT, which will remain with just 3. But I think this is for the best. I think this will get us through the seasons a bit quicker. I think that it will work just fine because, like, realistically, and I do feel bad about this, the only thing that's really going to suffer a loss from this is going to be the Divas, because they're probably not going to get as many matches as they were. And I do feel kind of bad for that, but I just feel like the roster's a bit too thin right now for that to really be too big of a loss right now anyway. I think this way at least they might get showcased a little better because they won't be doing like repetitive kind of matches that we're seeing at the moment, because I got to admit they do seem to be doing a lot of very similar matches both on Raw and Superstars. This might help mix things up a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how things go, but for the time being, this is going to get us through these seasons a bit quicker, and I think we're also going to get to showcase people just fine on Raw and SmackDown with there being an additional match. I'm also going to be able to get, recordings done a little more consistently, because there'll be one day, admittedly, of the 2 recording days in a week going forward, where I'll have to do... I won't set aside a day for NXT to be recorded, naturally, because that's only 3 matches. It's just there's going to be one day where I record 9 matches and one day where I record 6. But I think that'll give me enough of a reprieve that I probably feel like doing this a bit more too. And as I said before, you know, I feel like Superstars, it kind of does worse in the views, which, you know, that's literally the reason shows get cancelled in the real world anyway. It doesn't have the biggest audience. I've enjoyed the concept of like people starting out here on Superstars, but it doesn't really feel like anyone's been rising up from it anyway, in a way. So I don't know. I guess we'll just see how things go. You know, we'll just wait and see what the future holds. If I ever need to bring back a show like this, I can. I'm not against it. But I just think it's going to help progress things a bit more, because at the moment, 1 upload day a week goes to Superstars, and I never feel that motivated to record a show that I know most people don't really care for or give a chance, so I think this works. I mean, obviously I feel the same about NXT too. I do notice that those episodes also don't tend to do very well, but I'll at least stick to that one, because that's a whole brand, whereas this was always just kind of a sideshow. Let's say I'm sad to see it go, but I think it's going to be best for the series. I think it's going to really improve a lot of productivity. 3 shows in a week versus 4 is going to definitely flow a lot smoother. It means that if I stick to a consistent schedule, we can get through 2 weeks guaranteed in a week in this series. Whereas before, 8 episodes in a week means, you know, well, 8 episodes in 2 weeks means that it would always be just over 2 weeks. So, you know, it's going to be kind of positive in that sense too. Let's say we should really be progressing through these games a bit quicker now, hopefully. It's whether or not I decide to bring in a 4th show in the future. I know I've got to bear in mind that might slow things down again, but I may be open to it. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I have considered it when the rosters get really massive from like 16 onwards, but I'm not too sure. I might just make the shows Raw and SmackDown and NXT even bigger, honestly, because I think that just works better. We'll see. We'll work things out as it goes along. Sorry for my sniffling, by the way. As I said before, I'm a wee bit sick still. I'm working on it. I'm doing my best to, you know, deal with it, get it to go away. Blood cells working hard, you know. I just hope we don't see any involvement from Eddie Guerrero in this match. I think, I've said this before, I feel like it's been laid to rest. I feel like Eddie has beat Rey enough times at this point that he needs to focus on something new. He needs to look towards his own future and stop worrying about Rey. Roll up here on Sin Cara. Oh, wow, that would have been definitely a very unexpected way to end this. Oh! Big move there. Rey Mysterio rolling up Sin Cara. Has he got him? Oh, kicks out once again. I do wonder if there is really anything being learned here, anything being established between these two, any kinks being ironed out as they fight each other. I guess we'll see in the coming episodes of SmackDown if they've managed to find anything out of this, or if perhaps they have figured that it's best for them to go their own separate ways. You know, that's also a potential resolution for these two, and I think they're both very aware of that, and they're just trying to see what works out. I've said this before, I'll say it again, Sin Cara is one of the least successful guys we've ever had. He's got 50 losses to his name, and he hasn't even hit double digits in victories. It's very important for Sin Cara to really, I guess, pick up his slack more than anything, and maybe that's what Rey's trying to get through to Sin Cara in the most respectful way possible. Drop kick to Sin Cara as Rey goes in for the cover and just one. You know, Rey's definitely got a lot of success behind him. He's a former Cruiserweight champion, US champion, Intercontinental champion. I'm sure he'd love to win those tag titles with a close friend. Cover attempt here on Rey. Just a one. In control now as he stomps down on the arm of Sin Cara. Careful, you don't hurt his fingers.
Has been a great matchup.
Rey into a submission very quickly. Got his foot in the ropes there, though. The fans are actually starting to chant in support of Sin Cara. What a history he's had since making his debut. Came in as a real prodigy, you know, won the Cruiserweight Championship very quickly, and unfortunately it's only ever really been downhill for Sin Cara from there. He is the bottom-ranked superstar on SmackDown. I feel like had Biggie made the choice against Sin Cara and we hadn't seen Andre get involved, I have to say, hands down, I think Biggie would have beat Sin Cara. Honestly, I think NXT would have really benefited Sin Cara, though, I'm not going to lie to you. Big Spanish fly there by Sin Cara to Rey Mysterio. And a DDT. Sin Cara now coming. Oh, what's he going to do here? Going for the top rope. Got Rey Mysterio. Nice. It doesn't seem like Sin Cara ever really knows how to capitalize is the problem I personally see in Sin Cara. Rey can take a lot of control in a match, and it feels like Sin Cara doesn't really, you know, sorry, Sin Cara can take control in a match like he just did moments ago, but it's like as soon as he hits that top rope move, he doesn't seem to really know what to do next. And I gotta be honest, I don't know if I even know what Sin Cara's big finishing move is. He's got a great, you know, variety of offense. That's a great move right there. But that doesn't ever really feel like there's a, that big final move from Sin Cara. See what I mean? He just kind of keeps taking Rey down. That's my personal criticism of Sin Cara. I think he just needs to find something fresh. Sin Cara, what are you doing? Big heel kick to Rey Mysterio. Up goes Rey. Sin Cara staring him down, and now another Spanish fly. Third or fourth time he's done that to Rey in this match so far. Recently. Whilst I've been paying attention. And it's a pin attempt by Sin Cara. Imagine this. You don't have to, it just happened. Sin Cara picking up a shocking victory over Rey Mysterio after just laying into him move after move after move. And I believe this is Sin Cara's first win this season.
Absolutely amazing. We knew he felt he had to win this one tonight.
Did he perhaps accomplish what he felt he needed to in this match? Did Sin Cara iron out those creases? Was this warm-up what it needed to be to get this man to just be better? I don't know for sure. I don't know if anyone will. But I'll tell you what, Sin Cara has just defeated Rey Mysterio, a good friend of his. And we'll see if perhaps these two can get on track and do better going forward. Either way, that is the final episode of Superstars. Thank you for enjoying this series throughout its just shy of 50 episode history. It's been a lot of fun. This has definitely been the series where I've goofed around the most, and I will miss Superstars for that, but let's look forward to the future. Let's look forward to SummerSlam tomorrow night.